Hello, YouTube. This is RJBandsma68, getting back into some interviewing. Now, the user I'm interviewing today is my good friend Andrew, also known as the AR Chronicles and Cabral095.
Hey everyone, this is the AR Chronicles, and as he said, Cabral095. But I have other channels on YouTube other than these two.
Alright, let's get started. What inspired you to actually join YouTube?
What inspired me to join YouTube was watching videos on YouTube, basically. Me and my friends, we were... Actually, this goes way back before me and my friends. This was when I was like, 9, 10. My sister had this little Barbie camera thing. And, oh my gosh, we would just go around our house, my cousin would be over, and we would film. It's always been in my heart to filmmake. It's just been so fun doing that. And we'd go around the house and we'd film, and I'd write scripts, but... I mean, I was 9 years old, come on. Just a bunch of small kids having fun with the video camera, filming. I had scripts in my head, and what was even funnier was that whenever we were filming, I would tell them the lines while the camera was rolling. I'm like, your line is... And then they would say their line, and then I'd tell the person their next line. And it was just so much fun doing that. And then I'd say cut, but the camera wouldn't cut, and because my 6-year-old cousin didn't know how to stop the camera from recording. That's what really got me started in filmmaking, which wanted me to put videos on YouTube, and because I enjoy doing that. I have, my very first YouTube channel was the Zella Studios. Something me and my friends put up for a comedy series and just having fun.
Does that channel still exist?
Yes, it does still exist, and currently, our most recent episode was the Thunder Island Railway, episode 3.
Right, what was the inspiration for, well, what inspired you to actually get into Railworks?
What inspired me to get into Railworks was because I also loved trains growing up. I watched the Thomas series, as many kids did growing up, but it wasn't necessarily Thomas that inspired me to get into it. It was watching other people's videos. Like, I watched some people's model railway series, like Simirsky. And then this one guy named Ricicus, he's an English fellow, and he made his animated series with Railworks.
Over the Hills.
And Flight of the Phoenix.
That was actually the movie.
By him. And I really enjoyed watching those series that he made. I enjoyed watching his videos, and I wanted to make my own, and seeing other people make their other animated Railworks series. They didn't use Railworks, but the Full Bucket Liners series... That was good, too. I enjoyed watching that, even though it wasn't Railworks. So I found Railworks on Steam, and I downloaded it, and started my own series with the AR Chronicles.
Alright, let's see. Who do you, for the AR Chronicles, what are the writing styles? Who is actually, your favorite writer from the Thomas the Tank and Friends series you take after for writing episodes of the AR Chronicles?
You're funny. I don't take after the writing styles. I have my own, believe it or not. My own is I sit down at the computer one day and then write my story. There. And I'm done. And it takes like 30, 45 minutes to write my own story for one episode of AR, any of my other stories. And the thing is, I don't plan out my scripts. My scripts are in the moment sort of thing. Maybe I'll go back the next day and re-edit some things. But for the most part, I'll stick with what I typed for that day, for the most part. And... the reason I like doing this is because I know how the story begins, but I don't know how it ends, and neither does anyone else as the story is going along. Like with A and BLR. I didn't know how it was going to end, and the thing is, doing that, it gets me interested in how will the story end, and what is going to happen to these characters. And so, it just wants me to come up with an amazing ending in doing that. I don't take after anyone's writing style or anything like that, so...
what is our... From season, I know, what was, throughout the, classic series, what is your favorite episode?
My favorite episode would have to be, which is it? It would, that's a good question. Hold on. Either Edward's Exploits or Grand Puff. One of those two episodes would be my favorite.
Because they both, have Edward and Duke, the oldest and widest engines on the island of Sodor.
Of course, that's part of the main reasons why. But I love the story of Duke itself. They did a great job with that story. But Edward's exploit I like because it's showing that even though Edward's old, he can accomplish this stuff, which is, I really base my character AR around Edward for the most part.
Now, as a kid, what was your favorite animated cartoon series on Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, or Cartoon Network?
Oh, wow. Growing up, I grew up watching the Angry Beavers on Friday morning, or almost any morning, actually, in my grandpa's room in our house.
Now, now, which is your favorite steam locomotive made in the good old U.S.A?
The old U.S.A. Probably the Union Pacific's 844.
Fancy.
Just because the locomotive itself has never been retired from service, and I love that fact about it. I still like locomotives, though. I went to Sacramento for prom, and they had a steam locomotive pulling a passenger train when I was there. It was pretty cool. So I was happy, and then the train left, and then I was sad. And then I remembered I'm at prom, so I went happy again. But yeah.
Now, if you were a head of Thomas the Tank Engine Friends, what things would you change? Would you keep the CGI or switch back to the models? And would you keep the current voice actors?
I may keep the current voice actors, although I may have different ones knowing me. I would change the series. Like, if you've seen my videos, you know they're not childish as Thomas is now. They're more serious for thinking. Like the NVLR, the end of the series, Liam doesn't know who he is, but it's more of he doesn't know who he was. And the fact is, it doesn't matter who you were as long as you know who you are now and what difference you're making and to people around you and such like that. My series is. I imply more meaning into my series than Thomas does. I don't have the engine just be stupid. I apply somewhat of life lessons as well, getting that from Rasicus and the Over the Hills and Simersky as well. But that's what I would change in that, definitely. I may keep the CGI. I think I might. I probably would keep the CGI, probably. But if I really want to, I probably would go to models, just because I like the look, and people make a TV series with model trains anymore.
But actually, if you could actually, let's see, I'm trying to think. For future, would you actually add more characters to Thomas the Tank Engine Friends and bring back the old title of the series?
I may add more. I probably would add more characters, knowing me, just because there are a lot of characters, but you're so used to them right now. It's like, because new characters, they bring a new twist into things. Instead of keeping the old characters, I'd probably bring in new ones, just throw in a new twist, see how things would turn out, because I enjoy experimenting as well.
Well, in the AR Chronicles, what is the name of the standard gauge railway that the engines are on?
Lenso and Twilden Line is the railway that they're on. It's a fiction railway that I made up, came with the name because I was really bored one day. But it's a fictional line, so there's no actual history to it whatsoever.
Oh. If the railway was actually real, would you actually add some history to it?
Definitely. I would put in some actual history to it, and I would keep it as accurate as I could with the history. Definitely.
Well, guys, we are out of time. I am RJ.
I thought we were out of time a half hour ago. Sorry, go ahead.
I am RJBandsma.
Not the AR Chronicles.
Then we're signing out. Out of, I think, let's see, I'm trying to think, if you could drive a real steam locomotive in real life...
We'd all die.
What? Alright, let's see, who do you,
Hold on one sec, my dog's barking at the door. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Wait. Zippity-doo, zippity-yay. Where is my brain? In the
sorry about that. My sister got home from school.
Now, what inspired you to get into rail locomotives and not just Thomas?
I don't know. Just.
I dropped it in tuna.
You dropped your iPod in
tuna.
Out of all the A4s, out of 35 A4s that were built for the L and the R, which is your favorite?
The one on the left. Stupid bird.